All right, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 41, and it says, "And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob." All right, first and foremost, I want to give all honor, all glory, and all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders of the nation of Israel. Shalom to you brothers out there that are laboring, enduring the elements, making your body a living sacrifice, trying to seal the elect, making your call and election assured, seeking out your own salvation. And to you sisters out there that are learning, listening, applying, being obedient to your husband. Shalom, shalom, okay? It's the brother Zachariah come back to you with another Highways and Hedges. All right, on this Saturday. Got out here a little late today. I'm still under the weather. I've been sick. You know, I worked Thursday and Friday, but I missed Tuesday and Wednesday. We were off Monday because of Labor Day. But I mean, while I was off on those days, I was doing lessons. Wednesday, I was bedbound. I couldn't do anything. I was feeling like crap. I felt bad Thursday and Friday at work, but I just went in, you know, to finish out the day, you know, the work week, you know. But I still was under the weather this morning, you know. But I'm taking this medicine and just really just trying to, you know, I think my body be telling me I need to rest, but you know, instead of just always on the go, you know, that's not good. You know, even Yahushua rested, but enough of that. You know, today's lesson, or one of many lessons I'm going to do today, but this one's going to be titled "The Devices of Esau Are Set Against Israelites." Okay, so you know, that's why I started off reading Genesis 27 and 41, because, you know, seeing that Jacob, which is you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans that make up the 12 tribes of Israel, you know, and then those that are scattered, you know, among the heathen that may look like the heathen, you know, we also call them speckled bird Israelites. You know, you look like, you know, these come in all colors. You know, you look like the other nations, okay? But you are Israelite. You know, if your bloodline goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, okay? But you know, we make up Jacob, you know, which the blessing goes to Jacob, okay, and his descendants. Well, Esau, you know, being that he's the so-called white man, you know, he was mad about this, and he says, you know, then I'm gonna slay my brother Jacob. So many ways he could slay you is through his devices, which we're gonna get into that, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and jump into some articles, and I'll have a few video clips and some precepts, and Lord willing, this be edifying to you, okay? All right, we're gonna start off with this article here, and it says, "Pregnant woman's arrest in carjacking case spurs call to end Detroit police facial recognition." Okay, so this facial recognition that they have, you know, it's a, you know, they use this to trap Israelites, but you know, they use it to you know, apprehend Israelites and stuff like that. You know, they claim they use it just, you know, for crime, but you know, it's predominantly going, you know, they target Jake, okay? And give me 1 second. Let me see if I could pull up the article and read a little bit of it. All right, and it says a Detroit woman is suing the city and a police officer, saying she was falsely arrested when she was 8 months pregnant. So she was pregnant, okay, and accused of a carjacking based on facial recognition technology. See, showing you that their technology is, you know, it's not always accurate. You know, there was a case where I seen where I watch a lot of YouTube videos that pop up, and there was one where they were, you know, like them arresting criminals and stuff. Where there was one of he was a teacher, and it was a Jake, and a cop was behind his cars, and the technology that they had was reporting that the car was stolen. But then they pulled the guy over. I mean, they had all kinds of cars. They pulled guns on the guy, on the Jake. You know, he complied, put his hands up and everything. But come back, the technology was wrong. It was an error in the technology. So, you know, and he didn't feel no kind of way about it. He was like, man, you know, hey, you know, because imagine if my stuff was stolen. But I would have felt some kind of way. I'm like, damn, you know, y'all done draw all these guns on me, had me out of the car. You know, and he was late for work and everything. You know, they pulled guns on him, but it was a error in their technology. Okay, and that's a scary thing, you know, especially in the hands of these people that have perpetual hatred for the Israelites, man. Okay, because they can put the trust in their technology, but their technology, you know, that's why I say that their devices are set against the Israelites. All right, but all right, it says, you know, she was 8 months pregnant and accused of carjacking based on facial recognition technology that is now the target of lawsuits filed by 3 Black Michigan residents. So not just her, but 2 others, all right? Portia Woodworth, if I'm saying her name right, a 32-year-old black woman, all right, which is an Israelite woman because we're not black, all right, was preparing her 2 children for school on February 16th. When 6 Detroit police officers showed up at her house and presented her with an arrest warrant for robbery and carjacking. According to a lawsuit filed in U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Michigan on Thursday, my 2 children had to witness their mother being arrested, Woodworth said. They stood there crying as I was brought away. Woodworth's case was dismissed by the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office in March for insufficient evidence, according to the lawsuit. The lawsuit says that Woodworth has suffered, among other things, past and future emotional distress because of the arrest. Woodworth said her pregnancy already had multiple complications that she worried the stress surrounding the arrest would further exacerbate. I don't know if I'm saying that word right. Salakia for that, y'all. Then she says, I could have lost my child, Woodworth told the Associated Press in a phone interview. Woodworth was identified as a subject in a January robbery and carjacking through the Detroit Police Department's facial recognition technology, according to a statement from the Office of Wayne County Prosecutors Kim Worthy. Detroit detectives showed a photo lineup to the carjacking victim, who possibly identified Woodworth. The American Civil Liberties Union of Michigan is now calling on the Detroit Police Department to end the use of facial recognition technology that led to Woodworth's arrest. It is the 3rd known allegation, the 3rd known allegation of wrongful arrest by Detroit police based on the technology, according to the ACLU. All right.
Your thoughts on this final point of coded bias, that AI is biased against people of color?
Well, I feel like it's biased. As noted, I'm the 6th person that we know
the first
of,
woman.
only female, that has been affected by this facial recognition.
I'm suing the Detroit police for false arrest, false imprisonment, and malicious prosecution, and something called the Elliott Larson Act, which this facial recognition is biased towards darker or Black individuals. So it's a racist technique that's being used, and it's not being used properly.
I got Isaiah 32 and verse 7, and it says, the instruments also of the churl are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speak of right. Okay, so yeah, these devices, man, are set up, you know, and they falsely accusing, you know, hey, what does it say in Revelations? You know, the accuser of thy brethren. Okay, Esau's the accuser of thy brethren. You know, Esau is our brother. You know, and he accuses us day and night, man. And this man uses his devices to come up against Israel. All right. This one says Dallas apartment evicts tenant, throws belongings in dumpsters, but it was the wrong unit.
A Deep Ellum man says everything he and his daughter owned was thrown in a dumpster after the management of his apartment building accidentally ordered maintenance to clean out his rental.
Yeah, it turns out apartment management had the wrong unit number, and now that man says that he is out tens of thousands of dollars.
Building management argues he never should have been living there to begin with. Consumer reporter Steve Noviello is on your side tonight.
Used to have a couch here, a TV stand with the TV.
After Johnny Abney spent years building a life.
This was my daughter's snack drawer.
For himself and his 9-year-old daughter.
It was a closet full of clothes.
This is all that's left of their stuff.
Everything gone.
Everything they own.
Clothing items, all my groceries. They cleared out my whole refrigerator full of groceries.
is gone.
Well, we had a shower curtain here.
Not stolen, thrown in the dumpster by order of the management at the Hamilton, the high-end mid-rise apartment building where Johnny and his daughter lived in the Deep Ellum neighborhood of Dallas.
They came to my door and cleaned everything out, from my daughter's clothes to my clothes to everything, from a toothbrush, bathing items. Like, they pretty much left me with nothing.
It's all in this police report Johnny filed when he returned home from work in late July to find his apartment door unlocked and the contents cleared out. According to the report's narrative, a leasing agent on site said there was a misunderstanding and maintenance accidentally cleared out Abney's unit instead of the unit next door where a tenant was being evicted.
This your stuff?
All of Johnny's belongings had been thrown in the dumpster hours earlier and had been picked over by the other residents. This is video Johnny took of his discarded stuff. He says his mattress had been urinated on.
Not only did they put my stuff out, they watched people take all my property all day.
Property management offered to get what they could from the trash and return it to Johnny's unit. Johnny said they even had that stained mattress professionally cleaned, but most of his and his daughter's stuff was gone for good.
This door is completely gone, and this one, they just completely broke it.
Much of what did make it back from the dumpster, he showed us, was damaged.
They told me that it was a mistake. They apologized. The first night, they were overly apologetic, like, let us know anything missing.
But that quickly took a turn.
Even though it was your stuff, it's her apartment. It's under her name. The contract is in her name and her name solely.
This is video Johnny recorded of a conversation he had with one of the leasing agents who was quick to point out the apartment in which he and his daughter lived was leased by his ex-girlfriend, who had since moved out of state. Johnny was subletting without permission, and even though these receipts provided to us by an attorney for the Hamilton show that Johnny paid the near $3,000 in rent each month, any direct discussion about making him whole was off the table.
We are binded by law. We cannot discuss anything with anybody that is not her.
According to this lawsuit Johnny has now filed against the property management company, they gave him 24 hours to fill out his own rental application or face eviction.
I've already lost property. Now you're trying to kick me off the property at short notice with no resolve.
Here's the eviction notice. It was posted on his door the next day.
Rent was paid in full. There was no reason to go into his apartment. There was no reason to throw anything away.
Jason Friedman is Johnny's attorney. He says the issue of who was on the lease is irrelevant.
The apartment building, they didn't know when they threw all that stuff away whose stuff it was, whether it was the person on the lease or his.
And adds Johnny chose not to fill out the application or pay the fee required for one very simple reason.
He chose not to because he said, I want to resolve the situation with my property that you threw away before I decide if I'm going to stay in this building.
An attorney for the Hamilton, who would not speak to us on camera but did communicate by phone and email, said on behalf of the building, even if Johnny did fill out the rental application, he would have been denied because he already violated the lease terms as an unauthorized occupant.
With me losing all my property, like, that's the last thing on my mind.
According to the lawsuit, the Hamilton also alleged there was counterfeit money pulled from Johnny's things. Another reason they say he would not be welcome to stay. We asked them to provide a police report, photos, or video, any evidence at all. They provided none.
They left me without underwear, toothpaste, everything.
Back at Johnny's, among the discarded pile of trashed school supplies with which his daughter was supposed to start the 5th grade, we found our own. This play money, clearly marked as copy, right next to what's left of his daughter's bed. We sent a list of questions to the Hamilton via their attorney. They all went unanswered. They would not sit down with us for an on-camera interview. They did say that they asked Johnny for a list of what was missing from his refrigerator so that they could establish a value for reimbursement. Johnny says that actually never happened. He and his daughter moved out just a few days after we met him. They are now staying with family temporarily.
All right, this showing you how slick these devils are. This is why it's very important to study their laws, study the laws and understand their laws and everything, because even though they were wrong for what they done, they hit them with sweet words. Oh, whatever you need, whatever we can do to help. And then but when they found out, a lot of his stuff got destroyed, he couldn't get his stuff back, his mattresses was pissed on and stuff, then they started to research and they dug into their laws and they found out that his name wasn't even on the lease, because what happened was, you know, he was dating a girl at the time, so and the apartment was in her name and it stayed in her name. So they tried to use that as an excuse. Now it's like they're not responsible for anything, you know, even though they were wrongfully went in there to that apartment. And then they started to come up with other allegations. Now, so they say they found a counterfeit $100 bill in there and all kinds of other stuff. That's just what these devils do. So what he should have done, you know, he should have took and he got that transferred over into his name. He should have done that when she left, you know, instead of just staying in that apartment, because now they use that against them and everything. But this is Isaiah 10:1, and it says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. Okay, so their laws, man, are usually are set up to against the Israelites, man, you know, and they use them against us all the time. Just to show you, like, even during slavery, you know, they always try to use certain scriptures to justify slavery. Okay, which we know ultimately, you know, we went into it because of our downfall, you know, us not keeping that covenant with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. But you know, these devils were slick, you know, they were only putting out those certain scriptures, and then they had black pastors and only had them preaching out of certain scriptures. They wanted them to preach some type of hope to keep them working, because they were sad and depressed. They're being hung, lynched, raped, and all this stuff happening to them, and you expect them to just go out there joyfully working? Come on, man. So they use them black preachers to do all that. All right, but this is for the Jake, man. You know, this is Micah 2:10, because sometimes we have to be reminded this place ain't our rest. And it says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. See, this land is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. You know, I see a lot of Israelites, you know, in the truth and outside of the truth, and they're always talking about buying land and getting land. This is why I prescribe to the teachings of Great Millstone, because they don't push that vibration. You know, this is not our rest. They always bring that out and let you know this is not our rest. You know, we should just, you know, focus on getting our daily bread. You know, use the word but don't abuse it. You know, we're not trying to build a stock in this kingdom. And, you know, you got some Israelite kings that push a vibration of trying to make it in this place. Again, it says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. This land is polluted with the blood of our ancestors, okay? It shall destroy you, so it will destroy you, okay? Holding on to this place, you know? What is it? Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue. And a lot of our people have that thought process. They believe this place, you know, their houses are going to continue, even with a sword destruction, all right? But I got another precept here that I want to bring out, and this is how these devils move. They went in there like madmen, you know, casting this man's stuff out of his place, you know, which is it's crazy. And this can happen to any of us, man, any of us. That's why I shared that article, man. It's crazy. But this is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, and I'm starting at verse 71. It says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Okay? And it says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. And this is what happened to that Jake, man, down there in Texas. It says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. See, this is a prophecy that's going to happen later on. You know, this will happen to some of us in this truth. We're going to be cast out of our houses. Okay? Yeah, but this is real deal, man. All right, so let's see, another article. Okay, I got this article here, and it says research shows black drivers are more likely to be stopped by police. Okay, hey, and like I was telling you earlier about that Jake, you know what I'm saying, that was pulled over, and he was a school teacher, you know, and their devices, man, like I said, it reported that car was stolen, and they still can't figure out to this day what happened. You know, I watched that video, and them guys, they said they can't understand what happened with their technology or whatever. But hey, that's the thing about it. They trust too much in these devices, and a lot of this stuff, man, is faulty. You know, they put too much trust in it. All right, which our trust should really not be in man or machine. It should be in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay? All right. So we're going to read a little bit of this article here. And it says new research offers evidence that black drivers are more likely to be stopped by police than their white peers. It says a new study undertaken by Ravi Shroff, an assistant professor holding joint appointments at NYU, Steinhardt, and NYU CUSP, and his colleagues at the Stanford Open Policing Project found that in a data set of nearly 100 million traffic stops across the United States, black drivers were about 20% more likely to be stopped than white drivers relative to their share of the residential population. The study also found that once stopped, black drivers were searched about 1.5 to 2 times as often as white drivers, while they were less likely to be carrying drugs, guns, and other illegal contraband compared to their white peers. So it's showing you that Edomites have more are more likely to have drugs, guns, and other illegal contraband in their cars. And I watch a lot of videos, and I've seen a lot more Edomites having it in their car, you know, and that's wild, man. But that just shows you, you know, that they target Israel, you know. It says Schroff and his colleagues also measured the disparity in stops rates before and after sunset. They found that black drivers made up a smaller share of those stopped at night, when it's more difficult to discern the race of a driver. See, wow, that's crazy. Which suggests that racial bias may influence stop decisions. For example, in Texas, about 25% of drivers stopped right before sunset were black, compared to 20% just after dusk. The analysis found the same basic pattern across all the stops in aggregate, if I'm saying that word right. Overall, the data showed about a 5 to 10% drop in the share of drivers stopped at night who were black. Okay, and there's more on this, but like I said, I just wanted to bring out a little bit of that, just showing you how you know, their devices, man, and they set up and target Israel, man. Their eyes are set on Israel, man. And a lot of it is perpetual hatred. And you know, if you know anything about cops anyways, really they go back to, they're your modern day slave catchers, okay? And they don't work for the people, as the people believe that. That's not true. They don't work for the people. They work for the, you know, the corporation. You know, they work for the elites, okay? All right, this is Psalms chapter 10, and I'm gonna start at verse 8, and it says, he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. Or he sit up in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places, doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. And who are the poor? The poor are the Israelites, okay? All right. And it says, verse 9 says, he lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doeth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. And that could also go with his devices, you know. All right. He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. Okay. So this is who we're dealing with, man. Okay. I got another precept here. Give me 1 second. This is also in the book of Psalms. This is Psalms 37 and verse 32, and it says, the wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. Okay. So, you know, the wicked, you know, which is Esau, Edom, you know, they are watching the righteous, which are the Israelites, you know. Even the 2/3 of our people, they're watching them as well, but they watching us righteous ones as well. You know, those that are coming out on the highways and hedges, those, you know, on the social media platforms pushing truth, they're watching us. Best believe they're watching us, man, you know. And this devil's mad too, man. I got another precept here. All right, I'm going to go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 66. Okay? And it says, you know, because with this devil and his devices, man, this is hell on earth. All right? Verse 66, and it says, and thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life. Okay, and a lot of people be in fear when the police get behind them. You could be innocent, don't have anything in your car. You know, you got your insurance, you got your license. You know, everything is up to date, and you know what I'm saying. And still get nervous when they get behind you. You know, because these devils, man, are set up against the poor. Okay, all right. But because of our disobedience and breaking the covenant, Yahweh has put these devils over us. And make no mistake, they hate us. They really do, man. You can read that in Ezekiel, the 35th chapter. You know, how the hatred is perpetual. All right. It says, and they are also known as the sword. Okay. And, you know, you could say sword as in weapons, which I got to, I'm going to break that down here in a little bit, but I want to bring out in the book of Psalms, the 17th chapter, verse 13, and it says, "Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked." See, the wicked, like I was telling you, which is thy sword. So the wicked are the sword of Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai. You know, he uses them to cast judgment on our people when they're going off. Okay? So, you know, I got the breakdown for sword here real quick. All right. And it says sword, a thrusting weapon with long, sharp pointed blade. Okay. So that's what you would normally think. And that was Esau's weapon in ancient times. But look at this. All right. Down here below, it says sword. It says an instrument of death or destruction. So this could be any type of weapon, like a gun, you know, so-called jab. You know what I'm saying? And it says sword is also, look at this, it says military power or jurisdiction. Wow. So that's heavy, man. All right. I got this article here, and it says fewer Americans support assault weapon ban. Okay, because you know they've been pushing this vibration because this is the most armed country on the earth. You know, I think Australia and them, their weapons, I believe, are banned, if I'm not mistaken. I know over in the UK, I think you can't even have an armed weapon, you know. So this is heavy, man, you know. But make no mistake, man, the Bible tells you, man, never trust thy enemy, man. Because, hey, these people here are armed, and we coming into a time that, you know, they're going to start showing who they are, you know. You know, his devices is also his sword, you know. Like I said, never trust thy enemy.
Yep. Yeah. Hey, and when the economy collapsed, man, don't expect Esau to have mercy on you niggas, man.
Hell no.
Okay? All that buddy stuff. Oh, yeah, man, my best friend is black. My best friend is a so-called Latinx. I got a Native American best friend, man. He's cool. We can go to the powwows. Esau gonna start putting you niggas to death, man. Yeah. All right?
To show you those movies, like the Purge.
Mm-hmm.
Same sentiment.
Yep. And he don't like you.
Nah.
Then when his money gone, he gonna lose his money.
Money in his food?
Oh, man. And you niggas gonna be stealing this food.
Yeah. They gonna be seeing those videos of niggas running into
the
stores,
stores and shit.
stealing shit. No, not in my yard. They gonna be they gonna wait for you. Esau, he waiting on it, man. He really wants this shit to go down.
Well, Esau, he thinks he's oppressed right now. He thinks niggas are trying to get him right now.
Yeah.
Niggas ain't lift a finger against you yet, man.
Yeah.
All you're doing is watching viral moments on the internet, and you think that's happening. The nigga across the street from you, man. Your neighbor, oh yeah, that guy. You know, the guy a couple houses down the block. You ain't around these niggas over here at the Walgreens, man. Yet you're ready for it. Yeah. He's ready. He's ready for it. He's looking at you, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans like that, man. Yep. He's ready to kill you.
I mean, he's licking his chops, man.
Right.
Okay, this is the book of Revelations. This is chapter 12, verse 12, and it says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time." So, you know, this man and his devices and stuff, you know, he's going to come down on you having great wrath, and he's going to use his devices to do it, you know. All the type of devices he has, okay? And we're not ignorant of his devices, as the scripture says. We're not ignorant of them, all right? But he know that he had but a short time, okay? So he's going to come down on us, man, all right? Because we're going to come into a time which is known as Jacob's trouble, which I can bring that out here too. This is the book of Jeremiah, the 30th chapter, in the verse 7. It says, "Alas, or alas, for that day is great, okay? So that none is like it. So there's no day in history has ever been like this day that is to come, okay? It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So that's one of the key things. He'll be saved out of it. And who is Jacob? That it's going to be that 1/3, because we know 2/3 of our people are going to perish. All right. You know, Matthew 24:7 says that nations will rise against nation. Okay. And then we know that 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, you know, starting at the 14th verse, it says, woe unto the world and them that dwell therein. You know, and then when you read on down into 15 and 16, it goes into how they're going to fight each other with the sword and all that. And, you know, it's going to be nation against nation, you know. So, you know, like I just said with Matthew 24:7, okay. So these are going to be the times, you know, that we're heading into, and their devices. You know, this place is not, it's not our rest, all right. And we get reminded that daily, you know. Especially those that have get comfortable, all right? But for those that are in this truth, that are staying and hearkening to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, you know, keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your abilities, you know, and forsaking this world, you know, and you know, just coming back to the fold, man. You know, this last verse here, and I'm going to end it on this, but this is for you. This is a word of encouragement, all right? This is Isaiah 54:17. It says, no weapon formed against that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord. All right? So no weapon formed against you shall prosper. You know, it tells you also when the enemy come in like a flood, you know, he's going to lift up a standard against them. Okay? So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, all glory, and all praise unto Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahushai B'Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders of the nation of Israel, and shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Until the next one, shalom.